Okay, yeah, yeah. So never mind. The mic is on. So here's an angle that I feel like Benzino could take to win his battle against what's his name, right? Now, see, this is the magic. Okay. See, the problem is this, right? Okay, so let's just talk like fans, right? Okay. The fact is that the average fan thinks, oh man, Nas destroyed Jay Z with Ether. Right? That's what the average fan thinks, right? Then you always have that like random guy, that you know guy in the background, right? He's like, oh man, take over, bro. He blew, you know, uh, Nas away, blah 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 blah, right? This is what happens when you tell people what to think, okay? Right? If I say, no, you think this is blue, and you're like, no, I don't. No, I don't. I think it's kind of a purplish, a dark purple color, right? That's the average person. Okay, that's the nature of the beast. That's what's kept us alive for thousands and thousands of years. Okay, is our resistance to people telling us what we should be. Okay, now obviously it happens all the time. You know, um, you know, uh, five women over, this girl over here sees me with five beautiful women and she wants to be the sixth. Okay, this girl don't see me with any beautiful women and she thinks I'm a fucking asshole, right? So obviously it has an influence. But if I were to go up to her and say, "Hey, woman, okay, you want to be with me because I have five girls," you think she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you're absolutely right," and start taking her clothes off? Absolutely not, because you're telling her what to think, and she doesn't want to be told what to think. Okay, she might be easily influenced, but she still doesn't want to be told what to think. So I'm thinking to myself, what would be the best angle for for Zeno to have the most potent um, record, okay, that penetrates the psyche of the enemy, okay, whoever that enemy is, okay. I'm not saying no names. You figure it out for yourself, right? Well, the best way would be for him to make a stand song, right, about a fan who is so embarrassed by his idol that he worships is racist, but either way, he's gonna stick with them because he already got tattoos all over his body. Okay, he didn't already went on social media and applauded him and all this other type of stuff. But you'll notice the game. The game is tough as fuck. Okay, because check it out, right? Look at Drake. Listen to back to back. Okay, never one time does he mention Meek Mill's name ever. Everybody else came to that conclusion. He never mentioned Meek Mill's name. Okay, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure he never mentioned Kanye West's name in a diss song or Pusha T's name in a diss song. I'm pretty sure. He might have said something like, "Oh, you used to do this and you keep claiming this and you're that." Nah. But the truth is, you know, he never, you know what I'm saying, said anybody's name. Okay? But we're talking about, this light tripping, man. You know, but we're talking about the number one rapper of all time, right? You never want anything that can be used against you, right? So you never say the person's name. Okay, I'm not saying that. Okay, so how do I say this? Like, let's say some dude, right? Some rapper, whatever, says some crazy shit about me, dissing me, talking crazy, right? I might say something like, I might describe the situation, and then I might describe his cowardice. Okay, but I don't want to say him. Okay, Because the fact is that all he has to do is buy a puppy and hold it, and then people are like, "Oh, why would you beat up on that guy? Look at him holding the puppy." You're like, "Hey," but if you don't say his name, you're like, "Hey, I didn't say this guy. I didn't say that guy. What I said is anybody who is racist in hip hop and has not apologized, okay, is trifling as fuck. Okay? That would be like the equivalent of, somebody, slapping person X's mom around, okay, waiting 20 years later, okay, still hasn't apologized for it. Instead of apologizing for it, he makes up a lie. Okay, oh, well, I was under the influence, and oh, I just didn't know what I was doing. I lost my job, and oh, and he tries to build a sob story. It's the same thing, right? But I don't want to sit there and say, person X, you did this, you slapped my mom, you did this, you did this, you did that. Okay, no. Okay, I would say, hey, anyone who thinks that it's cool to slap my mother and then sit there and try to act like, they're a fucking PTA dad of the fucking century. You see what I'm saying? While never addressing the fact that he slapped my mother. Okay, and when he did, he didn't do anything except for tell lies and shit like that. It's like, my man, are you serious? Okay, I'm not talking about anybody in particular. Do you know anybody who has this history of doing something like this? Right? Now let's say I was presenting the information about the guy, right? The Eminem guy, right? Now, positive information, negative information doesn't matter. Okay? A fact is a fact. I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm not telling you what to think, because the moment that you tell somebody what to think is, generally speaking, the moment that they just like, man, you can't predict me, and on some shit like that. Right? Generally speaking, you don't want to predict anything. You want to be able to tell a person, hey, okay, here's the information. Okay, here's proof that this person was 28 when he said this. 21 when he said this. Here's proof that, um, you know, you know, 5 years later, you know what I'm saying? He's best friends and and acting like, he's been cuddled up in the same goddamn bed as fucking, Royce or whoever. Okay, 5 years later. Okay, and they're acting like they're just the best of friends. You see what I'm saying? How deep is their relationship really? Okay, I'm not saying maybe they're the deepest. Maybe they have the deepest relationship on earth. Maybe they're fucking holding hands and singing "Kumbaya" to the sunrise. I don't know. It's just a curious fact, and I want you, as the listener, to make your own assumption. Write it down in the comment section. It's really that simple. It's really that simple.